Well, welcome back everybody, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time here. So who amongst us doesn't love a good FAL, especially one that is a side folding SBR such as this DS Arms SA58 OSW. That's a mouthful. So an FAL operational specialist weapon in the SBR 11-inch configuration. So this thing has been in my collection for well over a decade, and it became a safe queen because 308s are hungry, 308s are expensive to run, and they're quite a bit of a different system when it comes to an FAL. Well, I wanted to get this back out on the range and have some fun with little Gertrude, as I've named her, and just run it and kind of get back into the FAL thing because it was the right hand of liberty, or the freedom and liberty gun, as they say. In like 80 countries or something use this, still being used around the world today in that 308 caliber cartridge. So I linked up with a good buddy you may or may not know, Administrative Results. He lives right by me, and we went out and had a ton of fun filming a video, full hardcore LARP style, which is not normally what I do, but it was just a good time. And I know that's normally not what happens here on the channel, but for the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds-ish, you're gonna see that hardcore LARP that we did out there on the range, having a ton of fun. And of course, we ran into the Gameology guys. One of them's an ex-Ranger and the other one's an ex-SF dude, so check both of those channels out. But we're gonna go ahead and roll in Trotsky, the ex-Spetsnaz guy now, and have a little bit of fun with Administrative Results.
Hi, Trotsky. No, I come work with admin, do first time job because...
Oh, Trotsky, yeah. No, I picked him up outside of a bar in Russia. He told me he did a lot of mercenary work. Well, that sounds kind of weird. I didn't pick him up outside.
Life story of Trotsky is, you know, once Spetsnaz.
He does a lot of good work. From what I could tell in the background search, had some experience in Chechnya.
Trotsky get in trouble and they try to put him blacked off in prison. However, lucky me, the Russian Federation failed, break apart.
Got a good bargain deal. I don't think he knows it, but...
Trotsky escaped, find myself working with Rhodesian, dude named Admin. He over there cleaning his FAL. So since we both like the FAL, right? Freedom and liberty, they say. Right hand. I have short one, he got big one. So you know how it goes, but we do first job, find out if we continue work together, make money.
He's all about the money with that guy.
Always about the money when it comes to Trotsky.
So far, he's been doing great. I can't complain. Pretty funny guy. I like working with him. Oh, Trotsky, is that a range cannon?
I don't know. Possible range cannon, maybe girl I have sex with. I don't know.
You had sex with that, Trotsky?
Like I said before, very small. Take what can get. It's Trotsky. Maybe we do this one for free since I don't know range cannon. I don't know ex-girl mad at Trotsky for small.
Yeah, she's not stopping. Oh, well, here we go.
No worry about small story tale, cause she no more.
Ceasefire!
There we go.
Yes!
And I missed.
All right, not bad.
Good show, old sport.
Brother, good sport,
Yes.
sport. Very smashing. Very good, very good. Yeah.
Very good shooting. Well, you guys shot it.
Yeah.
Now, can we have our show back?
Oh my God, is this?
We're in the wrong place.
Yeah,
Oh,
got
Joe,
things to
I
do.
am
so sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
This is really embarrassing.
Okay.
We'll get
Hey,
out.
we all make mistakes.
We'll get out of here.
Okay.
I know, absolutely not what you normally see here on the channel. Like I said, that was just a ton of fun. It was really a good time to go out there and just have fun, do something different, run around in some gear, and just experience something a little bit different. And I know not everybody's into running around with kit on, especially when it comes to something like that, but hey, it is what it is. So talking about what I wore out there, I wore my Ronin tactical belt with HSGI stuff and Safariland holster, my pig gloves, and all that good belt stuff. I've got reviews on those, love them, awesome stuff right there. Of course, the cryptic balaclava that you saw Trotsky wearing, and then a cheap Faraday rig that I took a can of spray paint to. So other than that, talking about the SA58 OSW here right now. Like I said, this one's been in my collection for several years. Absolute beast. And I really wanted to run it canned, and we're gonna get to why there was no suppressor on this thing out there once we get through all of the specs on this stuff. All right, so I will throw up the text for like the length, the weight, and all that stuff up there, but we're gonna talk about this thing from butt stock to the business end that you don't wanna mess with right there, as far as how this one specifically is equipped. Now, this one is a kind of a special model. It's got that Ace folding Socom stock on it, which is adjustable. It's a battle-proven stock. It is tough as nails out there. And overall is gonna do everything you're gonna need to it, although it is a little bit heavy, even though you don't have like a buffer or a buffer spring or anything back in there. Moving forward from that, you're gonna see a very traditional FAL look. You're gonna see your takedown lever, your safety. This one is safe and fire. There is no giggle switch on this one. It is a single stamper SBR. You've got that very familiar FAL style grip, FAL style trigger guard. And then once we get forward into the area of the magazine, you're gonna see a choice between either a polymer or a metal mag. You will have your bolt release, which is a lever pull or push. And then you have that kind of AK style magazine release in there. So it's definitely a different operation for my AR guys out there. Completely different. And generally you're gonna do better with these straight mags on these. So this version has a kind of an extended charging handle from DS Arms directly. And that is gonna be a non-reciprocating charging handle, so not gonna scarge your thumb off like you would with some other things. Going upstairs, you're gonna see that nice saw rail all the way across the top, which DS Arms does provide with this specific model, which is very cool because it's gonna give you a ton of space to mount your irons on, your optics on. You can see I'm running that EOTech on there with that ADM quick release riser mount. Awesome setup right there. Everything you're gonna want out of an optic and a riser. Going forward from there, you will see that nice quad rail on there, and that's gonna give you everything you're gonna need as well. It's not the cool modern M-lock or attachment style or thin rail like some people are running these days, but it is a battle rail style setup. And you can see I've got my Streamlight Pro Tac on there, which is an absolutely great light. Great lumens, great candela, good power, and a very solid price. Comes as a kit with everything you are gonna need to slap that on your rifle and go do some low light and no light stuff. Moving forward from there, you're gonna have your adjustable gas system right there, and you're really gonna need to tune that in, whether you're gonna run a suppressor or just have some fun with it. And then you have a section of pick rail for a front sight, and then your gas removal system. And on this one, you'll see that I am running a VG6 Delta brake on it, and that's not what came on it. It had a traditional A2 style bird cage, but in a nutshell, that is the FAL that I have in front of me. And the thing is just absolutely clean. Now, talking about how does this thing run, it is a blast out there. I mean, it is an angry little beast. It's an 11-inch 308. We're not looking for ballistic coefficients of crazy here. We are looking for minute of man battle style rifle in an 11-inch configuration, which I think we all know is not gonna give you the best ballistic results at distance. But that 308 round is angry up close and definitely puts holes in people quite well. It runs fun. It runs as fast as you can run an FAL. FALs are a different run pattern. I did have a couple malfunctions out there, but this thing is really not even broken. I think I barely just hit 1,000 rounds on it because it sat in the safe for a long time. The ergonomics of it are completely different than a lot of other stuff out there. The takedown's completely different than a lot of other stuff out there. And it's one of those things you really have to want it fail, or if you have any at all, and do you actually like them? Because like I said, completely different, but it's called the right hand of freedom for a reason. This was used by like 80 some countries at some point, and it's a very, very battle-proven rifle in multiple different configurations. Now, when it comes to the magazines, you got a choice between the all-metal ones, or the ones that DS Arms now sells, which is a polymer body and like steel feed lips in there. I didn't really experience any more malfunctions with one or the other, and I only experienced, I think, 1 or 2 malfunctions, which is kind of what I expected for an unbroken in FAL that hasn't seen the range in 8 or 9 years at least. But if you try to get the big 30 rounders, they don't always feed so well. So you can have some issues there. It's best to just stick with the well-branded, well-named 20 rounders so you don't experience any problems. Problem is there though, they can get pretty pricey. Another thing when it comes to the FAL stuff, even this 11-inch version, it's thick, it's angry, and it's hungry, and it is expensive to feed. They are quite heavy systems because there's a lot of metal in them, and it's thick. So they're a little bit heavier than normal, even for something that's in 11 inches, but overall, it's a battle rifle. You're going to expect to have a little bit more weight to it, especially once you start kitting it out with all the stuff you want. So let's talk about that barrel and why I didn't run one of my cans on it. So this specific version, actually they tuned that barrel down or tapered that barrel down on the end to accept a 1/2x28 5.56 muzzle device. I don't know the reasoning behind that. Like I said, this one is well over a decade old. My understanding is all of the new barrels on these ones are the standard 308, I think it's 5/8 thread pattern on there. So you can run all of your muzzle devices. So luckily that VG6 Delta has a 308 size hole in it, even though it's a 5.56 break. So I threw that on there because the birdcage that was on there kind of sucked. And that did do quite a nice job actually on the 308, but I really wanted to get a can on it. So I'm probably gonna end up sending this thing into DS Arms and get it rebarreled so I can actually like run the suppressor on it. It's just so cool. So if you want an FAL, this is definitely a cool one. They do have pistol variants of this version now. But like I said, they're angry, they're hungry, and they're expensive to feed, and they're expensive to buy. So this version is well over $2 grand now from what I saw out there recently. And that's just kind of what it is. There's not really a good budget FAL out there, at least that I know of. If you do, definitely let me know in the comments. But it's awesome, it's a lot of fun, but you've got to want it and you've got to have the budget for something like this. All right, so that is what I have for y'all today. Let me know what you think of this thing, because I love it. Like I said, I've named it kind of lovingly Little Gertrude, because she's big, thick, and angry. So I don't know why, but that name just came to mind. And before we wrap this up, give the video a like for Little Gertrude here. Get over to Administrative Results and give that guy a sub. Awesome dude, does really cool, fun, just enjoyable, entertaining content. Awesome guy as well. Give him some love. Make sure you get subbed up, get belled up. Leave me a comment on what you think is. You guys get out there on the range and fall in love with something. That's a bad FAL joke for all of you. I will see you guys on the next one.